20 years ago, our school first opened its doors to students.
20 years ago, we didn't exist.
20 years ago, some people said climate change didn't exist.
But we've seen over the past 20 years alone some of the impacts of climate change in Ireland. Our over-reliance on fossil fuels is not just damaging our health and polluting our environment. It's driving climate change, leading to warmer days decade on decade.
Last year, the hottest temperature was recorded since 1887. That's more than 130 years ago.
What we're seeing is a pattern, really, of global increases in extreme events.
There will be more frequent and more intense heat events as our climate changes.
Parts of the country are facing a heat apocalypse.
And the summer of 2018 will be remembered for its heat waves and droughts.
The country has been basking in a heatwave.
But it's not all been sunshine and barbecues.
As a country that's known for being damp and windy, we're getting more rain too.
We might be too young to remember the flooding in Dublin and Wicklow in October 2011, but more than 80 millimeters of rain was recorded in one day that year, with homes and businesses underwater in a matter of hours.
Then of course there are the storms over the past 20 years.
From Hurricane Ophelia in 2017 to storms Eunice, Barra and Ellen in more recent years, our country has been battered and bruised by high winds and heavy rain.
And let's not forget the snow. Winter 2009 was one of the coldest for almost 50 years. Christmas Day in 2010 was one of the coldest days ever on record.
Then, in 2018, snowstorm Emma hit.
As an island and town, we've benefited from the seas surrounding us.
But the predicted rise in sea levels, along with heavier rain and increased flooding, means that the water we rely on could also pose the biggest threat to our future.
A lot can happen in 20 years.
Now, what concerns us is what happens to our world over the next 20 years.
We can do something about climate change.
We can work together to reduce carbon emissions.
We can help reduce the likelihood of extreme weather and other impacts of climate change on Ireland.
This is our climate, our future.